Hello and welcome to the Be Encouraged, Be Inspired podcast with me, Kumbi Ayo Okonawon. My mission is to encourage and inspire you, and I'll be doing this through the Word of God from the Christian Bible and through life experiences to cheer you on, motivate you and support you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hello, welcome to my podcast. I am so happy that you are able to join me on this episode. Today, I want to talk to you about journaling and why I think you should be doing it as well. This is something, so I started journaling when I was a kid. I can't really remember how old I was. But back then, I didn't call it journaling. I don't think anyone else called it journaling. It was more like writing in my diary. So I'm an 80s kid, and back then we used to start writing in our diary saying, "Dear Diary." Anyone remember that? So it was something that I did quite a lot growing up. I wrote a lot of things in my diary. A lot of secret things that I didn't want my parents to see, particularly my mum, I think. Interestingly, she got me one of my diaries, I think, if I remember correctly, and it was one of those ones that had a padlock, so you could padlock it and no one could get into it. And that one was probably the one that had the most secrets in it. So yeah, I enjoy writing and I enjoy sort of like pouring down my thoughts on paper. So I have journaled for a very long time. And then after a while, I think for some years as an adult, I stopped doing it, mainly because at the back of my mind, I just used to think, what if someone gets a hold of it? And what if they see what I've written, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't do it as much. But I've always had different journals for different things. So even now I have 3 journals, I think. I've got 2 of them here. And I've got one that I've got my notes in. So I've got one for my Bible study. So I kind of write stuff that I've learned from my Bible study, and I kind of pour out my thoughts in there as well, and things, worship and praise, words to God and stuff like that. I've got another one where I write my intentions, my thoughts, my feelings on a particular day. And then I have a third one, which is one that's got my notes in it, that also has sort of like business related stuff. So all of my intentions and plans and stuff in that one. And so over the years, it's kind of been similar, where I've had different journals for different things. But then the one that I kind of pour my feelings into and how I felt in a particular day and so on, I stopped doing that because I just used to think, oh my gosh, someone will see this and whatever, which is silly, to be honest. And so earlier this year, I went through a pretty tough mental health issue, and I started seeing a therapist, and she kind of said, "Do you like writing?" I was like, "Yep, a lot." Journaling? I was like, "Yeah, I do it for certain things, but I don't write my thoughts down anymore." And she was like, "Nope, you need to do it. You need to clear your thoughts," and so on. And so I started doing it again, and it has just been amazing. And so, yeah, I want to talk to you about why I think you should be journaling. Of course, journaling is not for everyone, but bear with me. Let's get through this and see what you think. And there are other options of journaling that I will talk about that you might want to explore. So let's do it. For me, journaling helps me clear my thoughts. Like I said, I have a journal where I write down my thoughts, my feelings, and so on. So it helps me clear my thoughts, and I can get some clarity. If you're like me, where your mind is going like having 1,000,001 thoughts every day, journaling will help you to just pour out everything in your head, put it down on paper. That way your brain can get, drained of all of the things that you put in it. And what my therapist said was like, our brain is like sponge, and it just absorbs and absorbs and absorbs. And sometimes your head just gets so full. And so writing down your thoughts or pouring out everything in your head can be very, very helpful in helping you get clarity on certain things. And sometimes when you put something down on paper, you actually realize that seeing what you've written or what's in your head, seeing it on paper, it just makes things clearer. Give it a go and see what you think. I also include gratitude journaling into sort of like my journaling about my feelings and my thoughts for the day and so on. And gratitude journaling helps me focus on what I have now. And the more I focus on what I have now, and the more I'm grateful for those things, the more gratitude I feel. And it's a cycle. It just keeps going and going and going. And you just find that you become more and more grateful for what you have now. And then be more open to receive, if that makes sense. They also say that if you want to be a writer, one day, you should journal. I mean, think about Matthew McConaughey. Excuse me, his new book called Green Lights, which I'm really looking forward to reading because I've heard so many good things about it, was birthed from years and years of journaling. So he basically, he had been journaling for 30 something odd years, and apparently he had been telling his wife, oh, I need to go through my journals and see what I can, get from there. And so his wife one day told him, all right, that's it, come on, you've been saying you're going to do this. Get up, go away somewhere and do it. And so that's what he did. He locked himself away somewhere, some desert or something, for 52 days, just going through 30 something odd years of journaling. And boom, a book was born. So, if you want to be a writer one day, that might be a good way to go, journaling. You never know. With journaling, you're able to go back in time and remind yourself what you were doing on a particular day, how you were feeling, goals that you've set yourself, things you're grateful for, and so on. And you can go back on a certain day and read what you're grateful for. It might be on days that you're feeling a bit down or something. Go back and read what you were grateful for. And I bet you, once you finish reading through all the things that you've been grateful for, it will cheer you up. With journaling, it's very easy to set your intentions. If you're like me and you visualize a lot, journaling is perfect for writing down your visualizations, coming back to them to encourage and spur you on. I found that really, really good actually, just going back and just going through my goals and intentions and plans and so on. And that helps me. It helps to remind me of my plans and what I want to do and where I want to go, and that encourages me to just keep going. There's a particular quote by Brad Wilcox that I really like, and I'm going to read that. I've got that written here. It says, a personal journal is an ideal environment in which to become. It is a perfect place for you to think, feel, discover, expand, remember, and dream. That is such a great quote. I really, really love that. I'll read it again. A personal journal is an ideal environment in which to become. It is a perfect place for you to think, feel, discover, expand, remember, and dream. Now, if you're thinking, I am not into all of this sitting down and writing long stories, malarkey, of which each day is different for me. Some days I have a lot to write, some days I don't, and that's perfectly fine. But I do appreciate that there's some people that don't like writing or don't like spending too much time writing. If you're like that, there's one word a day gratitude journaling. If you want to go down the gratitude journaling route, you could try that. There's video journaling if you wanted to just film yourself talking about how you're feeling or your thoughts or plans or so on. That's one way to go. There's doodling. That's also a really good one. If you're interested in doodling or that's something you already do, that might be something that you might want to explore. Voice notes, you could do that as well. Scrapbooking. If you've ever, if you've ever watched Trolls, you remember that Princess Poppy, she did a lot of scrapbooking. Yeah, so you can try that. Music journaling, if you're one that loves to write music or you're ready to write writing music or writing music. Wow, what's wrong with my mouth today? Let's try that again. Writing music based on how you're feeling or as a way to journal is an option, or photo journaling. That's another option. So there are different options or different ways that you can journal, and you can try which one best fits you. I'm a huge proponent of journaling. It's helped me so much, and I'm really benefiting from it. If you're someone who loves to write a lot, that is perfect. And like I said, I have 3 journals that I use for different things, and that works for me. So you pick what works for you and see how you get on. If you're watching on YouTube, I can show you one of my journals, and it's just a notebook, a ruled notebook, and that's it. And this one's come with somewhere to put your pen if you want to. This is my other one that I use as well. Again, a simple notebook. And I've got another one here which is fairly similar to this one. So just simple notebooks that I got from Amazon that are just ruled. So yeah, you can keep it as simple as you want it to be. And if you are like me and you love the look of notebooks, you might want to go for sort of like diary looking versions or leather bound this or that, but don't make it complicated. It's more about what you're writing than what you're writing in. But I know some of us can be quite particular. I can be quite particular about the pen that I use or the notebook that I use. For me mentally, it helps me in some ways, which is weird, but you know how it is. So yeah, that is what I've got for you today. If you do try journaling, if it's something you've never done before and you give it a go, let me know. You can send me an email. We'll pop my information down in the info bit on podcast, and on YouTube you can comment below in the video and let me know what you think. That would be great. It's been so lovely to have you. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I will see you soon. If you have been watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel and also click that bell notification button so you'll be notified when a new podcast is uploaded. Okay, God bless.